Hey folks, this is Bailey from Wargaming, and today we are going to build a Lasercraft Workshop Sector 38 bridge. Let's get to the build. Alright folks, the first thing we want to do is make sure we have all the pieces. We have 2 sides to the bridge, a bottom floor for the bridge, and 6 steps for either side of the bridge. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that all of the bits are punched out. So we have some additional MDF material, more than we need, that just comes already in the bag. I'm sure we could find some fun, cool use for all these little pieces, but we don't need them for the bridge. So I want to be careful when I pop them out because I don't want to break the actual bridge part. I'm sure these are all in here just for support until we get where we want to be, because if you look at the 2 pieces, this one is mostly cleaned out, whereas the one I'm working on here now is not. Like I said, I'm sure we could find something. Like there has to be a use for this. There has to be a use for this somewhere. I'll find one. Alright, so now the next piece is to get, I would assume, the main body of the bridge in. These tabs here are going to go into these holes here. So I'm going to try and push them in there, see how it fits. Okay, it fits there. And then the tabs on my steps are going to fit in these tabs here. So that's how it'll go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue all one side in to all these holes, and then I'm going to apply the other one, because all these kind of have to go at the same time. I don't want to force anything and break them. So I'm going to use my Gorilla Wood Glue here. I have my toothpick applicator. So I'm going to open my glue. Put some out here on my little work palette. Check this again. Okay, so it's all of these little bits here. So I just want to get glue all on the inside here, on this side. So I've done that. I'm going to start pushing in the stairs one at a time. I'm going to make sure that the burned part is out, the cut part. Detailed side is out, so it looks pretty. Same thing on the floorboard. I want the detailed side out. The detail side is the diamond cut side. That's the side I want out. Continue down this end. And there you have it. It should look something like this. Oh, straighten it out. And I'll go worry about excess glue in a minute, but I want to make sure this all glues straight and flush, so I'm going to quickly get the other side on. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Get the glue. And these little rectangular holes here. I'm going to take this side, I've glued in all the holes, and I'm going to glue it here. So I'm going to put step 1 in, step 2, step 3, step 4, or yeah, there's step 1, step 2, step 3, contact point 1, contact point 2. Wipe it down here with my cloth, get all the excess glue off all these points. And there is my Lasercraft Workshop bridge. Things went in a little tight, I can admit that, but part of that's because it's so well made. There isn't a lot of excess material, and there's not any sort of gaps anywhere. It just fits right in there really tight, so I appreciate that in a product. I like that. It feels really straight in my hands already, and I mean, I just glued it, and it just feels so solid, ready to be played with. Alright folks, I went outside and I used this Rust-Oleum flat red primer to prime my bridge so that way I can paint it. So, I'll show you how I'm going to do it. Alright folks, so I used the flat red paint because I really like what it does when you dry brush over the top of it with the metal color. It creates sort of a natural rust in the recesses where I miss with the dry brush, giving the idea that in the dark kind of nooks and crannies of this structure, there's rust, which makes sense for a bridge. Here is my folk art trusted quality metal, my gunmetal gray. I'm going to shake it first. That's what I should have done the first time. And then I'm going to open it here, get a little bit out. So to not shake my camera too much, I'm going to put on this palette, get some paint on this brush, get a lot of it out, most of it out, as much as I can. Don't want too much. It's a dry brush after all. Then I'm going to pick up my bridge, and I just want to quickly and lightly flick it on as much of the bridge as possible. And what you will start to see as this goes on is that sort of idea that the metal is there and there's also a presence of rust. So that's the idea. So as I put this on, you'll see metal and you'll see rust. And that's what I'm hoping for with this. Just going to keep going and keep going as much as I can. I picked this up from a teammate, Patrick. He's part of the team. It's where I got this idea of using primer as like a high-level technical paint right out the gate. I really like it. So you can see here it's really doing the work. I'm really starting to get that look of sort of old rusted metal on here. Can't forget the underside as well. So there's the first part of the bridge painted there with the gunmetal gray. That's not all I want to throw on in terms of metal colors. I also want to get a lighter gray on there. Use this brushed metal, brushed silver metallic paint as well from Folk Art, but I gotta shake it first. That's what I'm looking for here. It's been shaken. I'm gonna open it up, pop that little bubble there. Oh, and you can see just by looking at the palette that this paint is a lot brighter than the previous one, which is good. That's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna mix it in a little bit here. It's fine if it blends. That will actually help it come out in the end. The color transition look a little more natural. I don't like cleaning my dry brush when I dry brush for that reason. I'm working through the same color. I would like to have that sort of nice transition. Now, because this is the more of a highlight than a body color, I really do just want to hit the extreme edges with this. So like the lip of the stairs, the lip of the main body, the extreme edges here on the outside. And the last piece I'd like to just sort of mute the colors, mute the rust, fill out a little bit more, is to wash this in black. So I've got some jet black here from Apple Barrel. I'm going to put it on my palette here. And I really want to water it down. So I've got some water here. Fresh brush. This I am going to get a fresh brush for. And I just want to really make this thin, where I can tell that it's black still, but it's got a lot of water in it, because I just want this to influence what I'm trying to do here just a little bit. So if I put this on here, you can see that it's not super black, but it is definitely toning down the gray a little bit, which is what I was looking for. So I'm going to get that on there. This adds a little more age, takes some of the sheen out of the metal, make it look a little bit older, takes some of the brightness out of the red rust, because I don't really want the rust to be bright. It's not really what rust is. And this will allow me to do both those things in one coat. So this is really thick. It's not quite what I'm looking for, so I'm going to water down my brush a bunch and just go straight back over it and pull that black down. We'll really thin it out so that it's mostly now just water, which is what I want in the first place. and apply that to everything instead of just having jet black on there before, as you saw. Leave you with this here for the moment, because since it's a wash, you really got to let it dry. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this to dry for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and probably do one final dry brush to sort of blend everything together the way that I want. My wash is dried, so I'm going to go back with the brighter paint, and I'm going to dry brush it back over this to really bring the contrast out on the dark parts and the lighter parts of this bridge. The parts I really want to have stand out, the parts that I would like to keep sort of in the shadow, in the corner. So I really want to get the lips, the edges on things. That's what I'm looking to get. And there we have it. This is a painted rusty old bridge from Lasercraft Workshop. Just the way I like it. So there you have it, folks. Here is our Lasercraft Workshop Sector 38 bridge, all painted up. If you like this bridge, or you would like to know more about Daedalus Wargaming, please check the description for a link to our website and to Lasercraft Workshop as well. If you like this video, please like and comment below and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, I'm Bailey, reminding you, along with all of us at Daedalus Wargaming, that if your lists start to tank, then it is time to get dank.